Nebraska, a winner. 42-17 the final. As the Cornhuskers close out the 9th undefeated and untied season in the history of Nebraska football.
The 1-2 again. Inside corner. The Royals, 2015 World Champions.
Strike 3 call. It's over. They've done it. The Royals are World Series champions.
Welcome to M&M Sports Podcast number 63. Tonight, we're just going to talk all basketball, some volleyball, NFL, and no Husker football.
It's tempting, right? It's tempting.
Nope. The first thing I want to do is give Iowa credit for kicking Nebraska's butt.
Yeah.
It was a solid, sound win for Iowa. They were the better team. Simple as that.
Yeah, Hawkeye fans, you have every right to be gloating right now. This game started out great. Nebraska looked like they were on the ball. Everything looked to be going our way, but there's always that thing that creeps in the back. As a Husker fan for the last 15, 20 years, we always have that fear that creeps in the back of our mind that no lead is safe, right? I mean,
yeah.
And we didn't play poorly against Iowa, especially the first half, but we didn't take advantage of every situation that we had.
Sure. One thing I will say, this is not an excuse, but I do think this is one of the better teams Iowa's had here in recent years.
Especially offensively.
Their 4 losses have been all close.
All close.
I mean, they could be in the final 12 right now, honestly.
Very easily.
Like I said, that's not an excuse. That's just more saying this might have been a tougher matchup versus Iowa than past years when we definitely should have beat them.
Sure.
This is one of their better teams. That being said, Nebraska shouldn't have got stomped like they did. It cost defensive coordinator John Butler his job.
Yep.
Thoughts on that, Brian?
Yes.
Defense is ranked 23rd in the nation, giving up 312 yards a game, and John Butler is out as defensive coordinator.
I mean, I'm kind of torn on this, Eric. I feel like he was made the sacrificial lamb. Did he deserve it? I don't know. Our pass defense was still pretty dang good.
Right.
Our run defense, we struggled at that this year. But we have a lot of young guys, especially on that front line. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you got to have a little leniency with him.
And my assumption is that this game was the one that did it, giving up 40 points to Iowa.
Yeah,
That's just my assumption because, like I said, a top 25 defense. I found that interesting.
It's kind of baffling, right?
A little bit.
I mean, and we can talk all you want to about people who should have been let go before him. I'm gonna first off, I'm gonna say our offensive line coach, Donovan Raiola, like our offensive line, we brought 2 guys in this year through the transfer portal that potentially have NFL careers ahead of them, and our offensive line still look terrible.
I agree.
Terrible. You brought this up, offensive coordinator Dana Holgerson.
I thought he regressed this year.
Yeah.
I thought our offense regressed. I thought his play calling regressed.
Yeah, he it's almost like he settled in and got too repetitive.
Yeah.
There was no ingenuity. There was especially when we get inside the 5-yard line, it's almost like I almost felt like we're not going to score.
Too predictable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes you try to get too cute, and it comes back to kick you in the butt. And, sometimes you just go to the bread and butter.
Right.
If Emmett Johnson's running the ball, give him the damn ball.
And I was also thinking along these lines, how about we have to win at least 8 games before any coach gets a raise? How's that for a stipulation?
Yeah. And
get to 8.
And I'll go one step further. How about we set that bar at 8, and if we don't meet that, coaches give back part of their salary. Let's start doing that. We pay these guys millions of dollars a year. We give them buyouts of $40, $50 million. Mm-hmm. How about if they don't meet a threshold, that they give some money back?
Yep. Yeah, I was trying to assess this, thinking, am I being fair? Should I be happy with 7 wins?
No.
And I came to the conclusion, based on the schedule that Nebraska had this year, they needed to win 8 games, like we talked about.
Yes. Yep. Without a doubt, 8 was the minimum. I really felt like 9 was where we needed to be. 8 was the minimum, and we didn't get that.
We're going to find out what they're made of next year. I can tell you that right now.
Yep.
Because the schedule that played in their favor this year, total opposite next year.
Everything flips, right?
We're going to say that's going to be a challenge and then some, so they better be up for that challenge.
All of a sudden, you jump in with the big boys again, right?
Yep.
We had our opportunity. It didn't work out.
Ohio State back on the schedule, Oregon on the schedule. Yeah, it'll be put up or shut up time next year.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with playing those teams. I just my hope was to take advantage of the scheduling this year.
The opportunity that presented itself.
Yeah, because that doesn't happen very often.
Right.
And we failed to do that. We failed miserably, actually.
Right. I had somebody ask me, a listener, Brian, do we know how much our quarterback makes? How much he is paid?
I mean, I've done a lot of research on that, Eric.
Our quarterback being Raiola, quarterback.
None of that is made public. It is all as of right now. The universities do not have to make that public. From what I hear, from what I read, our quarterback is probably making somewhere in the $2 to $3 million range. That also includes some of his endorsement deals. It's not all coming from the university, but he's getting a pretty good chunk. I've also kind of heard through the grapevine that we're not where we need to be in NIL spending.
Okay.
Which was a big thing with when Matt Rule signed his contract extension. It sounds like the understanding was there's going to be more money for you.
I was curious. Yeah. Somebody asked me where do we stand as far as spending overall, and I thought I would ask you because I thought maybe that was something you might have researched.
I have heard that we lag behind in that.
Okay.
The donors in this state, we think we're pretty good, but we're not.
Okay.
We don't have that guy that ponies up, multi-million dollars year after year.
That actually makes me feel a little better winning just the 7 games.
Yes,
I would hate to be, we'll say, top 5 in spending and only win 7 games based on this schedule. That would be worst case scenario.
That would be.
We're spending a bunch and we still can't win. That would be a problem.
Yeah, I would say
a bigger problem.
Up until this point, of course, NIL is kind of new. We're still feeling our way through it. Maybe we have been a little wary of giving out too much money yet, but I think that's about to change. I think they're going to open up the bank accounts a little more. Obviously, the places we need to improve on are the 2 lines.
I was just getting ready to say, if you're going to invest, it's time to invest up front.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Then if you invest up front, maybe you don't have to have a back as good as Emmett Johnson.
Yeah.
Maybe you can have a mediocre back that has a similar year to Emmett Johnson because your offensive line is that much better.
Yeah, I mean, a quarterback, a running back, you're only as good as your offensive line or your receivers. That's it. There's been a lot of talk. Will Dylan Raiola leave? Will he test the waters in the offseason? I don't blame him for wanting to, but I think we'll be fine without him. I really do, if he were to choose that path. But at what point does the NCAA jump in and say, hey, if you guys sign with this school, you're there for at least 2 years,
Wouldn't that be something?
Right?
Wouldn't that be a concept?
It's not asking. A university invests a lot of money into recruiting these kids. And they're one-offs anymore. You have to re-recruit your own roster year after year. And that's bullshit. It's ridiculous.
You get paid, but you have to stay.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's pretty simple, isn't it?
These guys wanted paid.
Yep.
They fought this for years. Now they're getting it. Okay, now you sign a contract.
They're getting both. They're getting paid, and they get to go wherever they want to.
Who gets to be a free agent year after year? What other pro sport allows you to become a free agent year after year after year? I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
It's not realistic.
Makes it really hard for a coach to coach anymore.
It does. I give at this point, I mean, I think it's easier to be an NFL coach than it is a college coach.
I'd say most would agree on that. I brought up Emmett Johnson earlier because he's had such a good year.
Amazing.
Does he consider the NFL draft based on his stock being the size it is right now?
I mean, I'm worried about that. If that's what he chooses, I'm happy for the kid. I don't think he's ready for the NFL. I think another year would improve his stock. And now in the college game, you're going to get paid. He might make more as a senior in college than he would as a rookie in the NFL even.
Right.
So I think the odds of him staying are 50-50 right now. Phenomenal year. Well, especially running behind the offensive line that he ran behind.
Yeah.
This kid had one of the best years for a Nebraska running back that I can remember. And Friday's game against Iowa, going over 200 yards, that is impressive.
I don't know what to say. He's really stood out this year as far as being the guy on offense for sure.
Where would Nebraska be without him this season?
I would hate to see. Obviously they wouldn't have 7 wins. I don't know where they would be.
I think you could knock 2 wins off of that pretty easily without him as your running back.
Yes.
So, we'll find out a lot more here in the next couple weeks. Bowl game destination. Will he play in the bowl game? Will he announce foregoing his senior season? There's a lot of speculation out there right now that that's it. It's pure speculation. Nobody knows.
Sure.
He doesn't even know.
Where are we going for that bowl game?
Ooh, that's a great question. Projections. I'm seeing a couple projections right now. One would be the Music City Bowl, Nashville, Tennessee. Possible foe of LSU.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
That'd be a fun opponent.
The other...
Will Lane Kiffin be coaching?
That's a great question. I don't know.
We know he won't be coaching Ole Miss in the Final 12.
Yeah. Ole Miss said thank you, but there's the door. Go, right?
Yeah, things are pretty interesting anymore.
The grass is always greener. I don't understand the college football game anymore. I know it's all dollars and cents, but my God, when is enough enough? I guess it never is the answer, correct?
Right.
Another destination I'm seeing a lot of is Vegas. Nebraskans love Vegas. So
they're going to go anywhere, but
sure,
you send them to Vegas,
sure.
you'll get that many more fans.
Fans will travel.
Sure.
Yeah. As far as going to Nashville, that's a distance that's a drivable game.
Sure.
So yeah, either one of those destinations makes sense. I probably won't go to either. I'll just be honest. I would probably. I mean, they both sound like fun. Never been to Nashville. I love Vegas. I mean, I have nothing against going, but it's just the idea of. There's a lot of games I didn't drive to Lincoln to watch and play. Why would I go across the country?
Fair. We'll see where they go for their bowl game, and we'll break that game down more in depth when we know their location, opponent, what have you.
I anticipate after the after the conference championship Saturday, we'll know by Sunday where they're going to be at. So yeah, we'll hit that next week and we'll dive into it.
Okay, we go from Husker football to basketball. Men and women both undefeated at this point, Brian. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't know if this has ever happened before to where both teams were undefeated at this point of the season.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I could, because I know for sure the men are treading on a historical start, and to have the women being undefeated as well. Yeah, I'm willing to wager we've never got this deep into the season.
Yeah, the Husker gals have had they blew Creighton away, and then they just had a nice win over Virginia as well. So they're clicking on all cylinders early in the year. And the men defeated Winthrop 80-73, and USC Upstate 72-63 to remain undefeated going into that Creighton game on Sunday.
You know, at this point of the season, your schedule is usually pretty forgiving. We have had some solid quad 2 opponents on it, and I believe I saw today we're 3-0 against those quad 2 opponents. Pretty impressive. These other games against a Winthrop, those are games you just have to go out and win.
Right.
They're not always going to come as easy as they should.
Winthrop just 80-73, a 7-point win, and then USC Upstate 72-63. I mean, the energy really wasn't there. Not as many people at holiday season, what have you. They found a way to win. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
What they have coming up is Creighton on Sunday, and then Wisconsin on Wednesday, and those are both home games in Lincoln, and then at Illinois Saturday. So a really challenging slate coming up here on Sunday over that next week. To win, I would say 2 out of 3 would be.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
You know,
if they could pull that off.
If they could be sitting at 10-1,
Yep.
at that point, yeah.
And then they have North Dakota and New Hampshire at home to close out the year that is 2025, and then Michigan State coming in January 2nd. So 3 really good challenges coming up. 2 games they should win, and then they get into that full conference slate the rest of the year. So I mean, they're sitting as good as you can sit right now.
Yes, they've done.
They can't do any more.
They've done everything they've been asked to do.
Right.
So at this point, you're taking these one game at a time. Creighton is in the bullseye right now. A win against Creighton. We talked last week that should put them in the top 25. I think I saw yesterday in the polls that they're in that 27, 28th range right now. So, yeah, they're right where they want to be.
Exactly.
Women? The women are playing great ball, too. Britt Prince has been tearing it up. She's had a couple 30-point games recently. I mean, the basketball programs in general are just kind of hitting on all cylinders right now, and it's going to be fun to see how this season progresses, because we could very easily be looking at both of these teams being in March Madness.
The ladies got a little payback as far as Creighton goes. Got beat by them last year in a close win. This year, 84-50.
Not even close.
A convincing win.
Yeah, convincing, yeah.
Yep. They haven't had Virginia, they beat by 9. Otherwise, their next closest game after that was 12. So they've won every game in double digits. Virginia, a 9-point win, has been their closest game thus far.
Yeah, they're not making too many missteps right now. Playing good basketball. They have as good a shot as anybody right now in that Big Ten conference.
Right. So we're looking at 2 undefeated basketball teams, a volleyball team that's just continuing to
historic
to just mow over the competition. Yep. The football team just came up a little bit short of our expectations. But overall, as far as Nebraska sports in general, really good right now.
Yeah, really good.
Just one more football win would have made it perfect.
It would have, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take your segue, Eric. Let's talk some volleyball real quick. I did a little looking today. We've kind of talked about where does this season rank overall for Nebraska volleyball. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is the 3rd time we finished the regular season undefeated. The other 2 times, 1994, it ended with a national championship. 2000, which happened to be John Cook's first season at Nebraska, ended in a national championship. That team ended the year at 34-0. So, does that mean the first year of Danny Busman Kelly Is it going to end in a national championship?
That's obviously what we're hoping.
I mean, I don't want to jinx anything, but the way we're playing right now, it's very possible.
Yeah, I mean, they look to be, they're on a mission right now. But yeah,
great way of putting it.
Get into that big tournament, the pressure's on, obviously.
Yep. Some honors were thrown down today. Busboom Kelly was named the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Kudos to her. I was worried we would take a step back this year. Not a big step, but a little step back.
Sure.
We have not done that.
Kind of been the opposite.
Yeah. 4 of our players were named to the first team All Big Ten. Bergen Riley, Harper Murray, Rebecca Alec, and Andy Jackson. On top of that, Riley was named the Setter of the Year in the Big Ten and Player of the Year in the Big Ten.
All kinds of accolades.
Yeah, just unbelievable. To say this team is head and shoulders above its competition is not a stretch.
Sure.
They were named the overall number 1 seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament. This is the 44th straight NCAA appearance for Nebraska's volleyball team.
That's just crazy.
And they're hosting the first round for the 40th time.
Not surprising.
Their opponent this Friday at 7 o'clock is Long Island. They're 20-8. They have played this team in the past one other time.
Okay.
Nebraska won. I think this is probably a pretty solid team, but to predict anything less than a sweep would kind of be
Yeah,
crazy.
what are the odds on them winning the set? What would you set it at?
Oh, I'm slim to none. To be honest with you, I don't see it happening. I think Nebraska's going to be focused. They're going to come out. Saturday, with a win, they would play the winner of San Diego and Kansas State. Obviously, K-State is an old Big 8, Big 12 foe.
An old foe, yep.
A lot of Nebraska players on that current roster. So, that could be fun. But I don't see a scenario where Nebraska doesn't get out of these first 2 games and host the next round as well.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. But again, as you kind of mentioned a little bit ago, outside of the football program, things are looking pretty rosy
really are.
right now.
Yeah. All right, NFL. We're to that point in the season, Brian, where it's time to kind of lock in to the standings at this point. See where everything stands. AFC right now, the Patriots refuse to lose. Broncos refuse to lose. All those 2 teams do is win. Patriots 11-2, Denver 10-2.
Yeah,
and looking tough.
Patriots winners of 10 straight, and the Broncos are right behind at 9 in a row.
That's crazy.
It is just and will these 2 teams be the 2 that it comes down to? It's hard to say, but right now they're head and shoulders above the rest of the AFC.
It looks like they're on a collision course to meet.
Yeah.
So, as we just said, it'll probably be somebody besides those 2.
It wouldn't shock me.
Right.
No.
Anyway, Patriots 11-2. In that AFC East, the Bills are currently 8-4. Then we jump over to the AFC North, where it's kind of the opposite of what we just talked about, where the co-leaders, Ravens and Steelers, both at 6-6. Isn't that wild?
Everybody in that division has a negative point differential at this point of the season.
Incredible.
It is.
And here's something else incredible. Before the season, who would have guessed that the AFC South would have 3 teams with winning records? Not me.
No, not even
I was
close.
dead wrong.
I would have picked one of those.
Jacksonville and the Colts both stand at 8-4, and Houston has resurrected their season.
Yeah.
They're currently at 7-5.
They've won 4 straight.
Isn't that what makes things fun?
It is, absolutely.
If it was predictable, it would not be fun.
No.
It's a guessing game.
Yep.
AFC West, Denver 10-2, Chargers 8-4, and the Chiefs are teetering on the brink, currently at 6-6. 5 games remaining. What do the Chiefs do in their last 5? Let's just jump right into it.
Yep. Let's make it interesting here.
What do they do, Brian?
Well, here's what I think they have to do to get in the playoffs. I think I don't even know if they go 4-1 if that gets them in at this point.
Right.
They almost need to go 5-0
to run the table.
Yes, and I don't see that happening, Eric. I mean, their schedule plays into that, but I just don't see it. I don't think it's going to happen.
Let's just bring up that schedule real quick.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, after a long break here, coming off that Thanksgiving loss to Dallas, they have Houston in Kansas City. I got the Chiefs winning that game based on just overall prep time, getting prepared for that, and the fact they're playing at home.
And they should, right?
Yep.
But Houston, again, has won 4 straight. They're hot. We'll see.
I've got them winning that one. Then they host the Chargers.
Another interesting ball game. Chargers, 8 wins on the season right now. A very, very winnable game this year for the Chargers on the road, I think.
Sure. Then they're at Tennessee. They host Denver and at the Raiders. I have the Chiefs going 4-1, which would put them at 10 wins. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
I think they get to 10, but I don't know that that'll be enough to get them in.
I'm gonna say they go 3-2 here. I think 4-1's a little optimistic. I think they go 3-2, and they're looking
on the outside
looking in.
Sure.
Yep.
But, that winning pedigree, yeah. But this year, it's kind of been the opposite of last year, where they won every freaking close game last year.
Yeah,
all the averages said that was not going to happen again.
Yeah.
We all know this.
Yep.
But no, they're not out of anything yet, but they're teetering now.
They're teetering. Never count out the Chiefs.
Right. Jumping into the NFC. I'll pull that up here in a second.
The Eagles kind of in a tailspin right now in that NFC East. Lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
They still have firm control of the division, but, I mean, you have the Cowboys right behind them who's won 3 straight.
Yep. Eagles currently at 8-4, Dallas 6-5-1, fighting for a playoff spot.
Yep.
But yeah, like you said, the Eagles are still in control, but their grasp isn't as firm as it once was.
No.
The NFC North, the Bears continue to surprise the NFL.
+6
on their point differential, and they currently stand at 9-3. Green Bay is second, and they play each other twice still. Bears and Packers haven't met yet.
That's interesting.
So,
wow.
Let's just say one team sweeps the other one. That's probably going to be
win the division.
Yeah. Don't count Detroit out yet at 7-5, but right now they're on the outside looking in.
For sure.
And it's the Bears or Packers that looks like they're going to win that division. NFC South, Tampa Bay 7-5, and Carolina currently at 7-6. Carolina coming off a big upset win over the Rams. So they're saying, you guys, nobody thinks we're legit. We're going to prove you wrong.
Yeah, we're going to throw our hat in the ring.
They got that big win. That's going to bolster their confidence for sure. And in the NFC West, yes, the Rams finally lose, but still stand at 9-3, and the Seahawks continue to surprise. Currently 9-3 as well. The Niners at 9-4.
Yeah, what a strong division.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yep.
You know, we know the Cardinals have struggled. They're out of it, but those other 3 teams,
they're flexing their proverbial muscle for sure.
Yep, without a doubt.
So yeah, things are heating up. Like they do in the NFL this time of year.
So it makes it fun.
I'd be disappointed if it was any other way. The only different thing this year is, yes, the Chiefs are not automatically in the playoffs, as fans have got accustomed to seeing over the years.
You got to earn it. The NFL, nothing's given to you.
Thursday, pretty good one right
big
here.
Matchup.
A big, important matchup.
Yes.
Detroit and Dallas. Dallas goes to Detroit. Detroit, a 3-point favorite.
I mean, I feel like these are two teams that are maybe trending in opposite directions a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think Dallas stays hot here and pulls off a road win.
Okay.
I think they're going to keep the pressure on the Eagles right now.
I'm going to be different. I'll say Detroit rebounds, wins, and covers the 3 points.
Okay.
Dallas has been on a nice run. I think it comes to an end Thursday. Okay, Sunday games. Trying to get into ones that actually mean something.
Yes.
The first 3 are Washington at Minnesota, Miami at the Jets, and Tennessee at Cleveland.
No thanks.
Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
Ooh.
Baltimore a 6-point favorite at home.
I mean, this is the winner of this game is going to be in the driver's seat for that AFC North, and I see no reason to think that the Ravens can't send Pittsburgh to their 3rd straight loss.
The Ravens coming off a loss after winning 5 in a row to Joe Burrow and the Bengals. So, yeah, I would say Baltimore rebounds like Baltimore does.
I think so, too.
Pittsburgh seems to be headed in the wrong
They
direction.
do. Yep.
Red Hot Seattle goes to the ATL to take on the Falcons, and Seattle's a 7-point favorite.
I don't see any reason why Seattle doesn't walk out of that game with their 10th win.
And here's a big one. Indy favored by 1.5 at Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Division up in the air there.
Ooh. On the road
Kind of
favorites.
an intriguing, sneaky good game there.
I mean, I like to kind of play the underdog a lot of times, but I think the Colts go on the road and get this win.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's stick with these 1 o'clock games. Here's one. Cincinnati. Joe Burrow and Cincinnati head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills 5.5-point favorite at home.
The Bills are in a position where they have to win. With Burrow back, obviously the Bengals are a different team, but I think Buffalo gets the win here.
And then here's a big one. The Bears head to Green Bay. Green Bay is 6.5-point favorite. Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears. I mean, I think it'll be a close game. They're feeling great about where they're at right now.
I'm going to ride with you. I think the Bears get their 10th win of the season. I don't know how, what, when, why, or where, but the Bears are feeling it right now.
Okay. Red Hot Broncos head to Vegas to take on your Raiders. It's about time for Vegas to pull off an upset. Does it happen here? Denver 7.5 at Vegas.
It does not happen here. They're saving that for the Chiefs,
Okay.
Eric. But I think Denver gets the win.
Okay, Rams head to Arizona. Rams trying to get back on track after finally losing an 8-point favorite. They roll into Arizona and hammer them.
8's not nearly enough. I don't think they're going to have some anger pent up here. It's not going to be a ball game.
Okay, Houston Sunday night heads to Arrowhead Stadium. Season on the line for the Chiefs. Chiefs a 3-point favorite. You can give me the Chiefs minus the 3 with a little extra prep time and a Sunday night game at Arrowhead Stadium.
I'm going to buck the trend here. Give me the Texans.
Okay.
I know it's not the same team, but I'm going to have to break out my Oilers hat and Oiler jacket and give them a little extra mojo going.
Okay, we're going to play this game.
Okay.
If you had to pick 2 teams to be in the Super Bowl as of right now, who would they be?
2 teams in the Super Bowl right now.
Yep.
Wow. That is a very tough question. I picked this team before the season started. I'm sticking with the Denver Broncos out of the AFC. They're playing as good as anybody right now. I will stick with them. In the NFC, this is where it gets very difficult.
Right now, the Bears would have home field.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean,
I believe them and the Rams have the same record. I believe I heard the Bears would have home field if the playoffs started right now. Patriots in the AFC, of course.
I'm actually going to go with Seattle here right now. I think Seattle comes out of the NFC right now.
Okay. I'm going to go with what I said before the year, and I don't think anybody would believe in these teams right now necessarily. Packers and the Chargers.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, they would both be in the playoffs, so I might as well stick with them.
All you have to do is get in, right?
Sure.
It doesn't matter.
Yep. Those are the 2 teams I said before the year. They're in the mix. They're just not the ones getting talked about right now, which that really doesn't bother me. I kind of like it like that.
Yep.
All right, let's dive into a few of these college championship games before we close things out here. BYU and Texas Tech for the Big 12 title. First matchup, Texas Tech won 29-7. Texas Tech, I believe, is a 12.5-point favorite. I'm going to check that right now, but that's what it was. What are you thinking there?
Well, first off, I want to start that I had heard today that BYU's coach was a potential replacement at Penn State, maybe?
That stuff is getting hard to keep track of anymore.
And I heard that he's going to turn him down.
Isn't it? Isn't it hard to keep track of all the movers and the shakers and where they end up?
I'm going to tell you, though, I think BYU is going to pull off the upset here. I don't think Tech's ready for the big stage yet.
Arlington, Texas, so that would be a little advantage to Texas Tech playing home there. I'm going to go with BYU to keep it closer than that first matchup.
Yeah,
I think it's a single-digit game. Oh, that's what I'm going to say.
I'm gonna pick the Cougars to get the win actually here.
Okay.
Yep.
That's an 11 o'clock game on Saturday in Arlington, and then moving on to the SEC title game. First matchup. Alabama beat Georgia 24-21. You can go ahead and give me Georgia here -2.5 to get a little payback on the Crimson Tide.
You're not going to beat them twice. I'm with you. I think Georgia gets the win here and solidifies their spot in the playoff hunt.
Okay. Indiana, Ohio State. Ohio State a 4-point favorite right now. Game in Indianapolis, 7 o'clock on Saturday night.
It's really a shame these teams have to play each other, to be honest.
They might meet again in the final 12.
They might, yeah. I'm just not quite a believer yet in Indiana, so I think Ohio State stays undefeated.
Okay, I'll take Indiana just to be different.
Sure.
But I don't have a strong feel on that one.
Yep.
I have Ohio State's on quite a roll going back to last year.
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
So, yeah, you have our thoughts on all that. Just trying to think. Yeah, Husker basketball Sunday versus Creighton, the men. So they get a little break here.
Yeah. Probably needed.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we have a lot of NFL and these college championship games to keep an eye on.
Going to be fun. We'll have a lot to talk about next
week. Husker volleyball plays, what time do they play?
7 o'clock Friday night.
Okay.
Then they'll turn around and hopefully play again Saturday night.
Right. So, and we'll touch on the bowl matchup when we get that information. At the end of the day, Brian and I are still hardcore Husker fans. We had our expectations set for that 8 wins this year, and we're not coming off of it.
No, I'm not gonna settle for less.
Right.
As a fan for all 49 years of my life, I expect a lot out of that team, and I was spoiled in the 80s, the 90s.
Yep.
Will that ever happen again? No, but I expect them to at least put out a product that I'm proud to say I'm a Husker fan.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
We'll talk to you guys here next week. I appreciate everyone joining us. If you have something that you want us to talk about, throw us out something in the comments. Mm-hmm. Shoot us a message. We're happy to do some research and talk about it.
You bet.